going on, everybody? I have to apologize before this video because I actually have to remake this. Um, I on my story about Elmira Correctional Facility. I made the mistake of uploading my first part of Mohawk Correctional Facility twice, so I had to get rid of one of the copies. And I don't know what happened, but when I was looking at the screen, it said that there was duplicate copies of the Elmira video. So I clicked delete on one, and both they went gone. So we're gonna redo this one, and hopefully don't have to do this again. All right. Now, Elmira Correctional Facility is basically now one of the only main reception prisons that they still have. They used to have downstate correctional facility for all of New York City and downstate, and they closed it, which was honestly one of the dumbest things that they've ever done, in my opinion. Now everybody who was going through downstate all goes through Elmira with all the regular Elmira, area people. So that I don't understand, but it's whatever. So when you get there, you're brought in there by your county jail officers. You come into the gate, and then the first place you go is the cage. And the cage is the reception area where everybody goes through there. That's where sergeant talks to you. You get your tell them they ask you what your religion is, and I said I was Jewish. And the reason for that is I had a beard down to here, and my hair was down to my shoulders, and I was trying to keep my hair. Well, the sergeant definitely knew I was full of shit, so when time got me for the barber's chair, he said, shave the hair off, but I got to keep my beard. So imagine me with no hair and a big-ass beard. Yeah. So then the next thing you do is you take a shower with this special soap to wash off whatever any bugs might be on you or whatever. And this part ruined my day right off the back. Not because I had to take a shower, but in the shower area, there was a big puddle that we had to walk through. You couldn't walk around it. You couldn't. So I walked through it, and then I biffed it, and I freaking fucked my back up pretty bad. I couldn't get up at first. Freaking my buddy Nate had to fucking help me up. The COs were freaking bitching at me. And then I could barely put my foot. That's when you get your greens and your boots for the first time. I could barely get my greens on. It was bad. It ruined my fucking day. So the next thing, you go to the barber chair, and then after that you go into the ID room, and everybody gets a prison ID. In the back of the ID, it's got a height ruler, and it says how tall you are. Correctional officers asked how tall I was, and I said 6'1". They're like, bullshit, you're 5'10". All right, for anybody who knows me, I ain't no 5'10". Not even close. So their freaking ruler, whatever the hell you want to call it, was way off. So, take your picture, get your ID, get fingerprinted, and then after that, you go back to the cage. They give you a sack lunch. I gave most of mine away. I was not in the mood to eat. So then you see medical and mental health. When I went into mental health, I told them what medications I was on and everything, and I take a very high dose of Seroquel, which is a heavy-duty psych med. And the freaking lady at mental health said, well, we're going to give you half your dose for Seroquel 3 days, and then you're off cold turkey. Oh, I was fucking livid. I'm like, let me get something fucking straight. You are taking people off of heavy duty psych meds that keeps them from freaking spazzing out and attacking people, and you guys hand Suboxone out like it's fucking candy. And then she's like, well, Suboxone's not a mental health drug. I fucking know that, bitch. I get prescribed it. It's not the fucking point. Like, I don't fucking understand this shit. Like you could not play with psych medication. You just can't. It's dangerous. Really fucking dangerous. But it's New York State Department of Corrections. They don't give a fuck. The more dangerous it is for us, the better for them. And I'll get into more of that as we freaking go. So that happened, and then you're gonna be in the cage for a few hours, anywhere from 3 to 4 hours at least. And then once you're all done getting processed, you all walk to the main part of the prison, and then you line up right outside of it's just an A block. And then that's where, they ask, like, how many people have been here before and whatnot. And the only things they told us that I remember hearing, really, was that they said no fighting in the mess hall. If you're going to fight, do it out in the yard. And if you come at one of us, you leave it in a fucking body bag. And they're not kidding. I mean, if you even just, like, look at an officer the wrong way, freaking, you can get fucking really hurt. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, especially in the maxes, they freaking, like, in medium security prisons, they beat you behind closed doors. But in the max, they don't give a fuck. They'll freaking do it freaking 3 or more at a time, freaking in front of sergeants and lieutenants, freaking, oh yeah, they don't care. They don't fucking care. So we walk into A block, and A block of Elmira is really any stereotypical prison, that you would see in the movies. You got 4 tiers of cells on each side of you, stacked 4 high, so there's 8 cell galleries, and it's 44 cells long, so that's a freaking, long stretch. And prison does not freaking smells like nowhere you've ever been before. You smell people make wicks out of toilet paper, because sometimes it's hard to get your hands on a lighter, so they have something like burning, and so they can light cigarettes and whatnot. Well, that shit fucking stinks to high hell. It stinks. Like, I never freaking had wicks in my cell because I couldn't stand the fucking smell of it. And then you smell freaking piss, shit, body odor, freaking people smoking weed, K2, freaking, it's nasty. Some people are straight up fucking nasty. Like, they don't take showers, like, stuff I can't wrap my head around. Like, basic simple hygiene. So I ended up going on B block, which is the mental health block. And guess who joined me there? Yep. Fucking little pedophile boy fucking joined me there. And you could tell he was fucking terrified. Because I told him when he fucking got mouthy with me that day in the freaking county, just wait till you fucking get to Elmira, motherfucker. Just wait. So I let everybody on the block know who he was and what he did. And our third day there, justice was served. For the first time on him, hopefully. Hopefully he got attacked again. But freaking, we had a couple guys freaking, like, kind of, we went down to the gym for bathroom. We went down to the gym for rec. And we had a couple people lure him into the bathroom, to the shower area, like saying, you're going to smoke him up and shit like that. Well, they got him in there, and we fucking demoed him. Oh, yeah, we fucked him up. Freaking, stomped his fucking face in, broke his ribs, fucking stomped his fucking dick out, freaking, and then we fucking shoved his head in the fucking toilet full of piss and cigarette butts. And I told him to fucking drink it or I was gonna drown him. I wouldn't have, done that, but I wanted him to think that I would. And so then we just basically left him on the fucking floor laying there. And then I remember I went back out to the main part of the gym, and then it was almost time to go back. So I seen one CO freaking walking over there, to let everybody who was in the locker room know it was time to go. And then a few seconds later, freaking I see the rest of the fucking 3 or 4 of them who were down there going towards the locker room. And they grabbed him, and then they took him up to medical. What happened next was they made us all line up, and they looked at our hands or freaking or whatever, anything that would have evidence of an assault. And they couldn't find nothing, so we went back to the cell block, and then I got popped right out back awake, so I had to go to insulin at 2:30. Well, freaking, I remember being in the insulin line, and there's a group of COs standing outside the room that the nurse was cleaning this kid up in, and they're chuckling like, "Yep, another slip and fall in the shower," and like, that's what they call it. That's fucking awesome. That is awesome. And then, well, they clearly they clearly knew that it wasn't, but that's just the joke that they have when it comes to that. Like, and I remember the next day, the day right after that, fucking, me and my 19-year-old neighbor, freaking, we're walking, my 19-year-old neighbor JD, we were walking down to go line up to go out the yard for rec. And there's this one CO just standing there shaking his face and grinning. He's like, "You two, let's not beat anybody up today." That was funny. The kid fucking ratted on us, but I didn't care. Fucking, I'm like, all right, we won't. But, oh yeah, when I first got to the cell block, my first day, like, all I wanted to do was lay down. Because my back was fucked, and I was tired, freaking, it was, it's not a fun day. It's not a fun day. And so my neighbor's like, my neighbor JD is like, "Yo, you smoke?" I'm like, "Bro, I would love a cigarette right now." But like, this is where my mindset was. I didn't know anything about prison. Not a damn thing. I said I would love a cigarette right now, but honestly, I don't want to owe anybody anything. I don't know when my money's from county's going to freaking transfer or what. He's like, no, bro, it's not like that. It's not like that. So I smoked this cigarette. I got fucked up off this thing. Fucked up. Like, like when you first like start dabbling with nicotine when you're a kid and you get that freaking big ass rush. That's what it was like. Because here it was June 23rd. I hadn't had a cigarette since March 2nd. So it was, a while. So, but I mean, I was in Elmira for like a month. And like your first week there, you're going to be pretty busy. Like, you got to go to the state shop, get all your clothes and shit. And then you got to go see your counselor. And then you gotta go see mental health. Freaking, you have mad fucking call outs when you're on your first week there. So, but I ended up being on B block because I got classified as a level 2 mental health inmate. And on that block, I actually met some pretty cool people, and it's a lot quieter back there than it is in A block. A lot quieter. My boy Donnie, freaking, he's in he's a biker. He's in the Angels, and he was our porter, and he was actually the first dude I freaking smoked weed with in there. Freaking, we smoked this fucking pin joint that was rolled up in Blue Thunder. when what Blue Thunder is. It's like the paper wrapping around the rolls of toilet paper that they buy. It's yeah, it's not the best when you don't have fucking rolling papers. You know that's what you do. And so, you know, I got a few nicknames when I was there. Walking through whenever we walked through A block, the A block guys called me frickin' ZZ Top, Stone Cold. You know, because I was shaved and I had a big ass fucking beard, and then the CEOs called me Viking. I would always say, "Hey, I hate the Vikings. I'm a Packers fan." So I would say Elmira had a pretty easy time. None of the COs mistreated me. They were all the COs were actually pretty nice to me, which was weird because this is the facility where I freaking saw and heard beatings take place every fucking day, and fucking, they're not kidding. They will beat the living shit out of you, the COs. And I mean, if you're there and you act out, then yeah, you're gonna freaking get it right away. But even something as small as like, you know, like if you get caught fishing down the cell block, and what fishing is when you freaking have like a bed sheet, you know, tie it up with, you know, with a weight, usually a bar of soap or something like that, and you throw it down that's how you get stuff from cell to cell. I fucking hated it. Motherfuckers be wanting me to fucking, you know, grab their shit and freaking bring it something. I'm like, keep me the fuck out of this shit. I don't want to be fucking responsible for fucking losing no whatever freaking. But no, but the COs they're fucking brutal, man. I mean, well, I do have a story of officers freaking putting hands on me at another facility. So just stay tuned and you'll hear about that. But man, freaking, I saw and heard that shit every day. I will never get the fucking sound of loud thuds and keys out of my head. Never. I mean, you know, it is what it is, but you know, but I got to be pretty cool with my neighbors and shit like that. You know, my neighbor JD, he was to the right of me. He was only 19, and then we had on my other side, his name we called him J Bummy. You know, he was this you know, short little, you know, Hispanic kid from somewhere in the city. I don't know which borough he was from, but he definitely had something, you know, mentally wrong with him. You could tell. Like, he was a total fucking space cadet. Space cadet fucking central would fucking be the proper term for him. And the reason we called him J Bummy is because fucking, yeah, basically, yeah, his name speaks for itself. Freaking, you know, he bummed shit off of people, you know, mostly tobacco. That's all he really asked from me. And I gave him a little bit, but he kept asking. I'm like, bro, freaking, what I have left freaking needs to get me through the weekend and until Tuesday when we go to commissary. And he just didn't get it. So, freaking, one day, he freaking is like, hey, Tony, I'll give you a chicken patty for a cigarette. And I'm just like, all right, give me that fucking chicken patty. And then I did this to both fuck with him and teach him a lesson. That's the whole reason why I did what I'm about to say. I grabbed a rolling paper. I freaking swept up some tobacco that was on my floor that was mixed with dust or dirt, whatever. I bit off a few of my fingernails and fucking threw them in there. And then, this is a little gross, I actually grabbed a pinch of my pubes. Yeah, you can't really freaking manscape very well in prison. I mean, you can if you have clippers and whatnot, but freaking if you ain't got that shit, you're growing a bush. So I had about a three and a half, almost 4 month old one. So I pinched my pubes, fucking threw it in there, and he smoked it. He figured that one out, but he wasn't very happy about it. But freaking, his neighbor, who was my buddy, Pete Rodriguez. I hope he's doing all right. He's in 5 points right now on a 24-year bid, but he spent 7 on Lake Rikers Island, so he wanted to do the full 24. So freaking. So, and actually the day before I gave him the freaking pubes, the smoke, freaking, it was after dinner. I was waiting to get popped out to go to the Suboxone run, and I had a bar of Corecraft soap in my hand, which is the shit that they give you in prison. And Corecraft soap is not fucking friendly to your skin at all. Like, they got bleach, they got lye in this stuff, freaking, like, you had some nasty shit in it. But I didn't know that until after I freaking did what I did. So I had a bar of Corecraft soap. I was carving it and just trying to carve it into something with my ID. And then I had all these white shavings. And then I got an idea. I should probably know where I'm going with this one. I went up to my gate. And I was like, yo, J Bummy. He's like, what? Yo, you like cocaine, bro? I got some. And he's like, oh, I only did it once, but yeah, I'll do a little. I told him that I picked up a $2,000 brick in the mess hall. I mean, drugs and whatever get passed through the mess hall every fucking day. But a $2,000 brick of cocaine, $1,000 brick of cocaine? You'd have to have a lot of fucking balls to pull that off. Yeah, big time. I wouldn't have even considered doing something like that. But anyway, freaking, I gave him a little pinch of soap, the soap flakes, and I just said, "Get me a pouch of tobacco for it." So I get popped out. And freaking, well, right before I got popped out, he passed me a note, and it said, "Is this really coke on it?" I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck did I just tell you?" And he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry." And then my gate gets popped to go down and line up for a Suboxone run. He's got it lined up on a fucking empty tobacco pouch case, and there was a CO coming up behind me doing runs. He freaking holds it up, and I'm like, "Bro, put that fucking shit away, bro. COs are fucking coming." I wanted to trying to act like I was freaking like pissed about it, and so I got downstairs. I freaking sat on the bench, and like I said, B block's been a pretty quiet block, so I fucking sat down on the bench. And I fucking heard him railing this shit up there. Heard him fucking railing these freaking soap flakes. It gets better. I get back from the med run. He's like, "Dude, Tony, that shit fucked my nose up, but I'm fucked up, though." I'm like, "You're fucked up?" Well, I mean, I probably said, "Oh, good." But, like, I just freaking gave you soap flakes. And you think you're fucked up? Oh man, some people, I tell you, some fucking people. But I do feel bad for J Bummy, because he did have a rough life, and I remember to cheer him up one day, he was bumming out about something, and I knew he really liked SpongeBob. He was only like maybe 20, 21 years old. He was young, but I knew he liked SpongeBob. So to cheer him up, I drew a picture of SpongeBob drinking a 40 and smoking a blunt, and then I gave it to him. And then my other neighbor JD, he's like, "You don't draw me any pictures," and I'm like, "I can definitely start." Well, because JD became the porter after Donnie left to go to Collins, and he had access, to like bread, juice, freaking whatever freaking leftover trays he had, So I would draw fucking twisted fucking pictures just to give him. So I'm not really going to describe that content right now, but also, whoever has been in cell B33 or A232 in Elmira Correctional Facility, they are probably all told themselves, "Man, who the fuck was in here? I don't know who the hell they were, but they're fucking crazy." Yeah, I left some pretty twisted graffiti on the fucking walls. The one thing piece of graffiti I will talk about that I hopefully made some people shit their pants with. I wrote right above my toilet or my sink. I wrote, "All child molesters and rapos will be stabbed, beaten, or killed here. Hope you're not one of them," with a big evil winking smiley face. So, but I mean, honestly, like I would have rather just did my whole bit in Elmira. Like I would much rather be in a max than in a medium. Like, you got your own cell, freaking, you got your own space, freaking. You don't got to worry about motherfuckers coming up and jumping you in the middle of the night, like, because you're in mediums, you're in a dorm. And I saw some fucking wild shit fucking happening there in those dorms. And so I was in Elmira for about a month. And then, because I got moved from I spent pretty much my whole time there on B block. And then my last 2 days, I got put into A block. And that's when I was told that I was on the draft and whatnot. And get to that story is coming up in the first part of the Mohawk story. So, running pretty long right now. I could honestly make a whole nother video on Elmira, but I'm not going to, because it I don't know. It'd take way too much time. If you want to talk to me in person, ask me any question. I'll tell you all the stories you want to hear. All right. See you in the next video.